All right, so we're going to show off my new rockets. A lot of people have been asking me, what are your rockets made from? Are they think they're fiberglass or some kind of composite or something like that, and they're just cardboard and balsa wood. Here's your typical kit. You got your cardboard tubes, balsa wood for the fins, parachute hardware, plastic nose cone. In the old days, the nose cones were actually balsa wood too. And your typical kit cost around between $15 and $25, somewhere in that range, for your typical kit. The this here is the classic ST Citation Patriot. It's been around since 1981, I believe, and this one's brand new. I just built it. Really proud of that little star I put on top. How do you like that? Yeah, fancy stuff. Fancy. I also trimmed off the black border on the eagle, leaving just a little stripe to outline it, to highlight that edge. And I left the USA off because there just wasn't enough room to put it. It just looked too cluttered. I thought I wanted a cleaner look, and I think that worked out pretty good. I think that worked out pretty good. It's it's uh it's cleaner. It's just a cleaner look. So they're cardboard and balsa wood, and I'm using just regular old white glue. You have to use epoxy or anything. This is low powered rocketry. These typically fly in the range of 150 to 250 miles an hour, somewhere in that range. It's not really powerful. You're going somewhere between 500 and 1,000 feet straight up. This is my also brand new Quest Superbird. Quest Superbird, all brand new for this season. Oops, almost fell out the chair. And I also painted my candlesticks. And here we got the classic high flyer. Always wanted a high flyer ever since I was a kid. I think I'm going to build a small one too. This is the high flyer extra large XL. High flyer XL. And to paint these, I'm using, here we go. That's enamel. But I'm also using lacquer. I like lacquer better. Lacquer is a little bit easier to work with. But I thought I'd try that fancy can of Rust-Oleum with the 5 different choices of spray pattern. One thing I learned about this stuff is when it comes time for the second coat, you got to put it on really light. Even if you let it dry for several days between coats, you gotta put it on real light. It's a little hard to work. This stuff is a little hard to work with, but I like the lacquer. I'm also using Duplicolor car paint from the automotive store. Automotive paint works pretty good on rockets. I found it's a little bit easier to work with than like a small, like if you had a Tester's airbrush or something like that. Let's see, I used a Tester's airbrush on this, and you get a really thin coat of paint, but the coverage isn't it's just not there really. Um, to get the fins real smooth, like I got on my Executioner, you see how all the fin grain is gone. I did the same thing over here. I'm using sandable primer, automotive sandable primer. So you fill the grain with that. And I'm using regular primer on the tubes. The tubes get regular primer. The fins get sandable primer. I'm especially proud of the bottom of this. I don't know why, I left the primer exposed. Looks pretty cool. So I also profile my fins because out here in the East we generally fly off of soccer fields and whatnot, and we get the soft grass landing, so we don't have to leave our fins square so that they don't get busted up. So that's it, I guess. I thought I had a lot more to say about this, but they are just model rockets. And I like them because I love paint. I love paint. I like to paint stuff. Painting stuff is cool. Here's my old X15, back from the dead. I rebuilt it. Oh, it was so smashed up. It was all back from the dead, ready to fly again. So I hope to have some flight videos soon. Thanks for checking it out.